All right, Jordan, what was your first reaction to the preseason game there?
Um, Honestly, like this is our second game. I think they're at the end of their preseason now. It was just good to see where we're at and where we need to go as a group as we've been working in preseason. I think in the first half we were kind of like feeling them out. They had their press really right. I think in the second half you could see like we got really on top of them in the first 15 minutes. We started getting our style of play, moving the ball side to side, start picking off and winning ball in good areas.
First half, there's some emergency defending there, but you had some good clearances, good tackles. How are you feeling? Kind of last season you were coming off an injury. Now you're healthy. How are you feeling? Kind of in that.
Yeah, I feel good, honestly. I feel confident as well. I'm fit, which is good. It's always good to start preseason. It's always difficult to come into the season because everybody's already rolling. I just think the guys around me give me confidence as well. I think the practice has been really intense every single day. Even on a down day, it's still good. The attention to detail, I think we've been focusing on, and I think you could also see that the chemistry from last year is carrying over as well.
Looking at the back line, two guys returning, two new guys in terms of the starting back four today. How are you feeling that's developing over the course of the preseason, recognizing you're still in your second preseason?
Yeah, I think those guys have experience from the league. It's just for us to get the camaraderie and to get the tendency of each other, which is coming in. We've been watching a lot more videos now, mainly so we could know, okay, what D-Spade does, he knows what I do, I already know what Manu does, so now we're learning what Sebastian does. And I think that's coming together really well, and we have a new goalkeeper as well. So even on the bench, he was telling us, just give us 2-3 more games and we'll get the ball rolling. So it's just time, to be honest.
Obviously, a new keeper out there today. What's your take on him?
Yeah, honestly, big presence, very vocal back there. I think I do a good job communicating, but with him back there, it kind of lessened my job, which is good. So now I could focus on the game a little bit more. His presence on set pieces, and just like his technical ability to get us out of trouble, and just that presence there that we feel, I think is good so far.
This week, biggest week coming up, game on Wednesday, game next weekend. What are you looking to see kind of develop over this week, and where do you hope to be in terms of the development of the club by next week?
I think just fitness is number one. It's preseason, get your fitness, but I think against the first two MLS teams, we kind of expected to be. We're going to be defending a little bit. I think we got a defensive structure right. We concede on two set pieces, which is it shows you to find the small details between the USL and MLS. So, and I think those are simple fix. Good free kick, good corner kick, good header. But in the next few games, we'll play oppositions, I guess, that more to our level. So we're expecting more ball movement, more chances created, and definitely get our first goal.
All right, Brendan, initial thoughts on that performance today?
Yeah, it was good. You can tell we're halfway through preseason and they're right at the end of theirs. We looked heavy in the first half, which is fine. I thought we did some good defending, some emergency defending, which it's good to get practice at that. I thought we looked much more like ourselves after we made a few adjustments coming out of halftime, and we actually started to look dangerous. Probably could have created a chance if we left that group on the field. So I was really happy with our first 11 and the way they came out of halftime. And I was really proud of the way they defended in the first half because the soccer wasn't there for us. They were really bossing the game. They look good. They've clearly improved their team from last year quite a bit. They're more athletic. They're more technical. I like their group a lot.
You mentioned making some adjustments. What were the kinds of things you were looking to tweak there coming out of halftime?
Well, we just we weren't playing spot to spot. We weren't fast enough on the ball. A lot of guys were trying to break people down individually, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for combination play through the middle third, and that started to come out. And I think the transition moments aren't clean yet, and that's where we can be really deadly. And we just weren't clean. We weren't springing the right guy. We were making the wrong choice and getting caught in traffic instead of getting to the weak side on transitions. But again, the first half was all about them. It was about them having the ball, a lot of quality, a lot of athleticism, so they're able to repress us and pin us in. It just wasn't clean. And then that 20 minutes out of halftime is what I want us to look like all year.
Going back to that first half, you talked about emergency defending. Jordan Scarlett looked pretty solid there. Made some good tackles, good clearances. What was your take overall on that back four? The new combination of guys from last season.
Yeah, still learning each other. I mean, that group went 0-0 with Red Bull's first team a week ago. Today they got a little bit more exposed. I thought this group was a little bit more dynamic in the way they tried to break you down and showed some seams in our back four. But that said, that's exactly what we came up here for. We were hoping that, you play a player like Heel, you're going to get cut open at some point. And they had a few other guys who were good too. Campagna, I thought, was good today. He's bigger and more mobile than you realize until you get up close. And we warned our guys against that, but it was great. I thought that was a perfect test for us 2-3 weeks into preseason.
Talk about kind of those seams being exposed. How much of that is, where you were in preseason? How much of that is going up against a team that is, at a higher level, has more skilled players? And how much of it is, stuff you're going to look to tighten up, before you open the season?
Absolutely stuff we have to tighten up. And I think when you look at the first 20 minutes, there was a progression already. Just the recognition that, maybe too much respect was paid in a couple of the tackles in the first half and things like that our guys pulled out of that they wouldn't normally, which is a good thing. It's a preseason game, so I didn't want anyone to be over the line, but I thought we backed off the line a little bit in the first half. So we talked about that at halftime as well.
Looks like it started to get a little more of a physical game after that. A couple of cards out, which you don't always see in a friendly.
Yeah. I think it's good, though. I think both teams did it in the right spirit. I mean, Mo got nailed right in front of us, but that happens in a real game. And, those guys are opening their season next weekend. So, I wouldn't expect anything less. Guys competed, and as long as they're competing in the right way, there's going to be tough tackles, there's going to be injuries, that's part of the game. So I thought it was played in a really good spirit today.
The thing about the guys who are new to the squad that you're trying to integrate, how did you feel that's going, at this point in your preseason?
Yeah, Seb Anderson fit in seamlessly. I mean, he's good on both sides of the ball. He's a competitor. He's technical. He's got range. He reads the game very well. I thought some of our returning players weren't as sharp as they could have been, but that's also part of the process in preseason. We got to get guys up to full speed, and we have a 3-game week by design. This is where we'll kind of start to peak and push through the wall physically. And a few guys showed a little rust today.
And then thinking about that, as you said, 2 more games coming up pretty quickly. What are you hoping that you're seeing once you get on the other side of that, in terms of the progression of the team, in terms of the team?
Yeah, then we'll be 2 weeks out from opening day after we get through the BU game on the weekend, and we have Rhode Island midweek. We'll increase the minutes for the starters in that one just a little bit because it is a 3-game week. I'm hoping to see what I saw in the 20 minutes out of halftime today. That's what I'm hoping to see every time we play.